friends, July 19th's prompt is interactive. And I, for the first time, am doing an interactive waterfall. And I'm going to show you how I did it. I can't promise this is going to be great, but we'll get the job done. I definitely need some practice though. I'm going to cut a piece of this 11 by 2. So let me mark, I'm going to mark 2 inches on here real quick. This started out as a 24-minute video, but I am going to fast forward as much of the boring parts as I possibly can, just in case you're actually interested in following along, but you really want to kind of get to the meat and potatoes of it. So I am going to try to do that. And before I get into that part, let me let you know that this challenge is hosted is hosted by Meg Journals and co-hosted by Get Messy Art, and they are linked in my description box. And this just needs to be 11 inches. I marked it at 11 inches, and then I'm just going to go ahead and cut. It was about an inch that has to come off of that paper. So now it needs to be scored at 6 inches. Now I don't have one of those scory things, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark with my pencil. Oops, let me make sure I do this right. I'm going to start down here at 1 inch, and then I'm going to mark it at 6, 6.5, 7, 7.5, 8, and 8.5. And then, since I don't have a score thing, you know what? I actually do. I'm going to show you 2 ways to do this. Let me move that out a little bit. Okay, so one way to do this on this one, which is a Fisker's, this black one is a scoring blade, so it won't cut through your paper unless you press down really hard. And this is the actual razor blade. So I can score those marks with this. And then I'm going to show you another way in case you do not have a paper cutter with a scoring board. It scored it. I know you can't see it. So you could do it like that, or if you don't have that, if you don't have one of those scoring blades, you can take your cutter, line it where you want it to be scored, and literally use anything that's not too sharp to score it. So I have my clothespin. I use those for a lot of things. And just, I'm holding this awkwardly. Hold on, let me make a little bit of room up here. I can run right down the track with my clothespin, and that also scores it. So I'm gonna, so that you can see I did it, I'm gonna fold it where the first score is that I did with the blade, and then I'm gonna fold it where the second score is that I did with the clothespin. It doesn't fold as easily, but it does fold. Okay, so I just wanted to show you guys that. So I'm going to go ahead and score the rest of these, and I'll get back to you. Now I'm just going to fold each one of the score places here. Okay, so those are all ready to go. Now this piece here, these are the pieces that have been folded and whatnot, but this long piece here, you can go ahead and decorate before you move forward. Since I've never made one of these before and I'm not really sure what my end result is going to be, I'm just going to add this little "You're Cute" card right here to the bottom. And I'm going to leave it at that. I figure I can always add something else later if I want to, but since this is my first time, like I said, I'm going to keep this really simple. Oops. Well, that's not simplifying things, but you know. That's what happens when we're crafting sometimes. And we are going to move on to the next step. Actually, I'm going to check these. If they got glue on them, I'm going to wipe the glue off. We need a small piece that's 1 inch by 2 3/4, so almost 3 inches long. So we're going to go ahead and mark that. Now we need 5 pieces that are 3 by 3. So I went ahead and marked this. I decided to make 2 of these because, and we'll leave one of these out because I didn't have more of this in the proper size. So now we've got 5, 3 of these and 2 of these. And now I'm just going to go ahead and decorate them. And this part I'm going to keep simple because I feel like I can always go back and do more. So I think I'll go ahead and just use these like a frame, as if they were a frame. All right, I've got them. Here's the first one. All right, I'm going to start to stick these on now. And I'm putting them on the plain side, not this side. So what'll happen is I'm gonna glue them on and then they'll start flipping and flapping, but you'll see this part. So hopefully that makes sense. Now you can glue them or you can use double stick tape. I'm gonna go ahead, this is my first time doing it. I'm gonna go ahead and just use glue because I've got that out right now. And we'll just see how that goes. Hopefully it goes fine. And I want to make sure that I get this centered. That looks pretty good. And clean up my little glue mess there. All right. And then I'm going to fold this like that. Make sure it's straight. And then I'm going to go ahead and proceed to glue the rest of them on. Wish me luck, my friends. All right, I'm going to let these dry for just a few minutes and then we'll try it out and see if it's working the way that it's supposed to. All right, so here we are. We're going to give it a little test, I think. Okay, so I think it's working the way it's supposed to. Okay, we've got that 2x3 piece or whatever it was supposed to be. Let's see. It would have been this one because we don't want it to be wider than that. So this I have to glue on here. I think this is ready and set, but we need to find a page in the journal that's got some orange on it or in it, or that would work with it. Let's go ahead and put it on this one. We've got some flowers here, we have a butterfly here, so I think that's going to work out great. Now before we add this interactive piece, let's put something on the sheet so it's not plain. All right, friends, I've decided on this piece. This is double-sided, and I initially was thinking this piece, but then when I put this on it, I didn't like this sort of peachy neutral color with this, so I flipped it over, and then I thought that had a lot more impact. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this to size. All right, friends, now is the moment of truth, and I just don't understand how this thing stays on here without flopping around. I honestly, I do not know how that works, but I do know that I am supposed to add a strip of glue here and here. And now we're going to stick this on our page. And let's do it here, I guess. All right, my friends, I did it. It was my first one. A little bit ambitious maybe for an interactive piece that I hadn't tried before, but let's give it a go. So you would pull this piece, and then these lift up. And then I guess this one's supposed to stay down. I'm looking. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't flip up. Oh yeah. So it runs into the base of this a little bit. So that one just stays right there. And I don't know if it's supposed to run into the base or if it's just, you know, happening to do that. But that is what happens. And then what do we have here? What's catching here? Oh, I see. So this was catching just on this little piece that's holding everything down. So let me try it again. We'll go to there, and then we go here. And that goes down pretty good. I have a few pieces to choose from. I have this thin strip, but these two reds are not exactly the same, so I think I'm going to pass on that. We've got, I don't want the limes, but we've got this one, which matches some of these flowers. And we've got this one, which is a little bit brighter. Friends, I have added a little bit of embellishment to the top and bottom of this page, but I want to share a fair warning with you. Be careful if you do that, because what I noticed is that when I move the interactive piece, it sometimes catches on it. Like going this way is fine, but when I go back up, you see that one caught there just a little bit. So it's just like one of them that catches. So I just wanted to let you know about that. You might not want to decorate above your interactive piece. Friends, I hope you found this video to be helpful, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.